What's going on? Okay. Alrighty. All right. So, why you should schedule a call with Mike Che Global now rather than later? So, most of you guys have been hearing about Mike Che Global, or you have watched my lives, and you all have questions about who we worked with. Are our services better than other services? Um, is this really going to work? I don't know much about you guys. All of those questions, you can actually answer those questions by doing research. But better than just research is actually talking with us on the phone and having a dialogue. Now, I don't know if some of you guys think that you all need to wait till you have the best music, or seemingly so the best music, when you already have music that's already out that is basically not getting any type of marketing, you're not reaching any new people at all with the music that you already have out. And that's a problem because if you think about it, the music that's already out that you put out, you thought that was some of your best work at that time. So a year ago, when you released that track, you thought that was your best music. So why not market that, work with us so we can help you get more listeners? Because it doesn't look good just having 100 streams, 100 plays, 100 views. Like, it doesn't look good. Like, it just doesn't. You guys have made you all yourselves believe that, it doesn't matter. It's about the quality of music, creating excuses. Um, it's not, it shouldn't be any excuses tied to this, guys. It's embarrassing to have, 100 views, 100 streams. It's embarrassing. It's not good. Begging people to attend your shows is not good. DMing people your link is not good. Whatever you guys have been doing outside of getting marketing and working with us, you all should be embarrassed. Why am I saying this? Because you guys have made it up in your mind that it doesn't matter when it matters the most. You see, a lot of times when artists like yourselves get into position to where you all are doing music and you all have been doing this for a while, when you're not seeing views and plays and things like that, you all are looking at it like it's some other reason outside of the fact that I'm not getting marketing. You might think that it's your quality of music and you might need to switch up your style. You don't need to do none of that. All you need to do is schedule a call with us so we can discuss growing your fan base and getting more listeners. And through marketing, that's how that happens. The reason why you're not getting streams and plays is directly connected to people do not know who you are. If you don't know exactly your target demographic, you can't advertise your music to anyone. That's just a fact. If you don't understand how to use your money correctly and put it into a place where you can actually see growth, not just getting another video, not just going back in the studio trying to create a better song or a different song. You need marketing to reach more people. And the longer that you procrastinate and think that that is not the reason, the more and more your career will be stagnant and just go downhill. That's just the bottom line to it. Trying to make yourself believe it's not really a big deal is actually causing you to fail and causing you to become delusional about your career. It's going to create, negativity. You possibly can become a hater looking at other people. It's not a good thing, man. I don't really want you guys to continue going into 2020 thinking that the music that I need to make has to be perfect before I work with Mic Check Global, because that is a fallacy that you've been putting in your head. Because last year you thought that was your best music. The year before that you thought it was your best music. That best music is subjective. Waiting till you have the best music is not going to help you grow a fan base. It's not going to help you get more listeners, because last year you thought you had the best music, or this year you thought you released your best music. Did that create more people attending your shows? No. Why? Because you don't have marketing, you see. And if you are using marketing, you're working with the wrong company, and or you're not spending enough. If you are working with a marketing company, you're not spending enough for it to be effective, along with not working with the right marketing company. Because if you're just spending a couple $100s, you can't expect to magically grow a fan base. It takes a lot of time and commitment for that. Now, if you don't want to, put the time into doing that, then I could see why your career isn't taking off. But it's very, very important to put the necessary time into growing a fan base, putting the energy into getting more listeners. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you can be delusional and think that nobody sees that your video got 100 views, or nobody can see your streams. And nobody can see that, but people can see how many views you got. That's why they're not taking you seriously, because they can see it. They can see, like, man, this dude only got such and such amount of views. Man, this dude, he been grinding for how many years? He only getting this much. That stuff matters. And I'm telling you, if you don't focus on that as an artist, your career will consistently stagger and just be stagnant. Now, you all might think that it's kind of doing this, but it's actually a big ass hill that's going down. So the longer it takes for you to grow, like you might have been doing some stairs, and then you kind of just coast like this. Well, it's actually a long curve. It's not you're just flat. Because how many artists that are in their 30s blow up? I'm talking about not, blowing up in their 20s and they have a long career. I'm talking about the first time you heard them, they're 35 or they're 40. So you all are wasting time thinking that you have all the time in the world, because the older you get, the harder it is to blow up, because the kids like the youth. The kids like a younger, artist. They don't want to listen to somebody they think is old. So the more and more you procrastinate, the more and the harder it's going to get to win the people over. And that's just the truth, I'm not making this up. You can verify this information for yourself and do what you want to do with it. But I know for a fact that if you are not serious about growing that fan base and getting more listeners, and you think it don't matter, and you thinking you got all the time in the world, it's going to backfire eventually, and you're going to be in your 30s wishing that you would have took this more seriously. Like, this is serious, man. This isn't something that you guys can just, oh man, it doesn't really matter. Like, you all are getting older every single day and you haven't fulfilled your dreams. Like, do you want to leave this earth not fulfilling your dreams? Some of you guys will fulfill your dreams, but a lot of you guys are not, because you're not looking into marketing correctly. You think it don't matter. You think that it costs a lot of money, but it costs money in the aspect that you're thinking about, because you never knew it was necessary. So you thinking it's a lot of money or extra money because you never did it in the beginning. You done wasted tens of thousands in the studio, videos, beats, open up for people, all this type of crap. And you thought that's where your money should go. But in essence, it shouldn't have went in none of that stuff before you grew a fan base and did marketing and advertising. So that's not on us that the prices are what they are. That just means you were not privy to the information. You didn't know, so now that you guys know it's in your, it's up to you all to make that decision on what you all want to do with your career, because it's nobody else's fault if you don't get on. It's up to you. And the longer you procrastinate, the harder it's going to be for you to make it. I never seen somebody make it 30s, you know what I mean? In their 30s, man. I never seen it. Like they just blew up, like boom, 35. I never seen that. So if time is something that you don't want to continue wasting, then schedule a call with us. But if you trying to figure out, oh, well, I got to have the best music before I work with Mike J Global, or I need to get my business together. No, man, you need to schedule a call and get marketing. That's what you need. The longer you put that off, the harder it is for you to make it. Some of you guys think this is an option. Like, I could just continue doing what I'm doing or work with Mike J Global to grow my fan base and get more listeners and exposure. It's either one or the other. When in fact, every successful artist has a marketing team. Every last one of them. You don't know them by name. They're not going to shout them out because they're behind the scenes. So when you get signed to a label, the label pays a marketing team or a marketing department to promote you and to get you exposure. So since you're not signed, a lot of artists don't grow because they're not getting marketing, because before the only way for you to get marketing was to get into a label situation. So a label situation was how marketing was happening for an artist to get on TV and to get on the radio and to get out here. The label paid for marketing. It wasn't, oh, get a label. No, the label was basically the bank that had the money to pay for marketing. So now you got a lot of artists that don't have a label, that are not signed. They're not growing because they don't have marketing. So just because a label is in the situation, marketing is still involved. You see what I'm saying? So just because you might think that, well, I don't want a label, that doesn't mean you can't have marketing. It's not like, a square can be a rectangle, but a rectangle can't be a square. You still need marketing, regardless if you're signed or not. You still need it. And for the people that want to schedule a call, all you got to do is just click the link in the bio and click schedule a call today. We do have openings for today, because you don't want to go into 2020, man, with the same mentality of thinking you don't need marketing or you need to wait to have the best music possible, when that's a fallacy. That's not true. Ruger Savage, the same thing, man. You already have music out already. You already have music out. Yeah, you got to sign up with DistroKid, get your music on Spotify. That's basic stuff. That's basic. You gotta get that stuff ASAP. That's not something that you should procrastinate and wait about. That's something that you guys should go ahead and get started with today. This is Mike J Global, man, for sure. We work with all people, from around the world. But if you guys have any questions, I'm about to restart this live, and I wanted to save this video. So click back on the live again, and you all can ask me some questions.